So, where are we?
Here we are in Skaters Meadow, Cambridgeshire.
Great.
Welcome to Paradise.
Hello.
It's Steve Hovington and
My friend Rob.
Rob.
Yeah, Rob Coe, yeah. Hi, Bridget.
Hello, Rob.
All right.
Yes. It's lovely, isn't it?
Great, thank you.
I'm actually how easy it was you found us, because it's a bit of a slightly obscure
Yeah.
part.
Well, actually, I'll tell you the sat-nav thing now. It's not that interesting, really, but we driving all the way down sat-nav. We got about 30 miles away, and the sat-nav just was going, turn left, go back, turn round. So we just carried on, didn't we?
U-turn. Make a U-turn.
Well, it said make a U-turn, but we were going over a bridge, and it said make a sharp left now. And it did that. It tried to kill us about 20 times.
Right.
And we just ignored the sat-nav and just kept going, because you said M11, so we remembered. So we just kept going.
It's a beautiful day.
So we got here.
So that's called Dead Man's Elbow, just up there, right? Which I don't know why, but
And you swim in that.
yeah, we do indeed.
That would put me off.
Yeah, that there is the naturist.
Oh, is it?
So,
Yeah, that's enough, is it?
fancy it? You going to get in?
No.
I'd have thought you'd have.
There's not
You'd
much
be ready
more.
for
I
a
fancy less, actually, at the moment.
Got my
But,
swimming costume.
oh, did you?
Unfortunately.
We got some in the camper.
No, we haven't.
We have got everything in the camper.
We haven't got that.
Yeah.
Great.
Do you want a beer or something? Do you want a beer?
What?
No?
Have you got a beer?
Do we have a beer?
I do like it.
There's one more, mate, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I could go back to the van and get some.
Yeah, so it's every Friday, Cambridge Wild Swimmers, myself and Rob Coe, yeah, and we normally come down here about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, maybe a bit earlier in the winter. So we turn orange in the winter because it's so cold. You know, you get in, and you have to wear the kind of the gloves and the socks and the neoprene and gimp-like hairdo. Helmet.
Gimp-like helmet.
Gimp-like helmet. Sounds a bit weird. But it's such a lovely, tranquil, peaceful spot. Oh, it's lovely. It's
Yeah, but is it?
it's wet.
It's wet.
It's cool, wet, and well, invigorating, fresh, fabulous.
Are you going to write a hit record while you're in there, do you think?
I've already written a song called Paradise, which is about this stretch of river, on my solo album.
Oh. Oh, great.
Yo. Cambridge Wild Swimmers. So just swimming up there that way into Grantchester, and then back down to the Newnham Naked Swimmers Society.
Hello. They're not naked swimmers you want to see, though, are they? So.
Not really, no, actually.
But then the best part of the afternoon is to warm up, going to the local pub in Grantchester where they have a magnificent open fire. Warm up in front of the open fire.
You see, I understand that.
And take residence there for the afternoon.
Yeah,
And
it's normally a
Yeah.
it's normally a
8-pointer.
It's a steady process, a long steady process of warming up. Because you can feel a bit hypothermic and blue. You know, it takes in the winter it takes at least a pint and a half before you're actually back to, human warm, normal human temperature.
yeah.
That's our excuse anyway.
Sounds plausible, yeah.
Yeah, and we don't do spirits, do we?
No, we don't.
We don't. No, I mean that's
That's a shame, because they're quite warming, aren't they?
It would be. I think that is something that.
Somebody did actually recommend that to us.
Yeah.
One shot of whiskey or a spirit when you come out
Yeah.
is actually
Actually, I think a nice whiskey might work, or a bottle of Di Serrano. Not before you get in, though.
Disinfected, no.
But, well, it's a similar.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
yes, it's a weird thing. I have to say, most people think it's balmy, strange, and stupid, and
Well,
they're
you know.
probably right. But
Each to their own.
each to their own.
Actually, sort of burns some calories a lot quicker than your body would not normally burn calories, and it's I think ultimately it's good for your physical health and your mental health as well. We started doing over lockdown, didn't we?
Yeah.
When all the pubs were shut, and you were only allowed to meet people outside, and so we used to go for a walk and go on some various walks around Cambridge. But then the summer came, and the pubs are still closed, and so we came for a walk to the river, and then we'd go for a swim in the river. Then we'd have a beer afterwards, of course.
There are, I think we've got about 500 followers, which we start, which is a kind of slightly, I don't know, the world of Instagram, zero, nothing. But no, but I mean, you find you suddenly, we didn't do this because it's kind of because to show off or anything like that. There is a sort of community that you find that share posts and experiences and stuff, and it's good. It's so positive.
Silver morning, all on my own, watching a movie with the subtitles on, and I'll drift away into a memory. Silver morning, no one to hold like we used to, until the end credits roll. So I'll drift away into another day. Where did those sweet times go? Where did those sweet times go? Now there's just me alone on a silver morning. Silver morning, no popcorn to share. The seats are all empty, so I'll disappear, and I'll while away the hours in a lonely day. Where did those sweet times go? Where did those sweet times go? Now there's just me alone on a silver morning. Those times together just disappeared, and now I wonder, where do they go?
She's got gifts. What have you got?
Well, other than
Oh, Blanky.
Smiley
Yeah.
Blanky, I bring you the gift of buggles, or bugles, whatever you call them.
Bugles.
Bugles.
Okay, nice one. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And
Did you bring your swimming costume?
the bag was full of snacks.
Can you believe it?
And beers.
Hazy Jane.
Hazy Jane.
Good choice.
Yeah, good choice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
It's
yeah.
ambrosia.
If you change your mind, I mean, obviously it's a naked swimming stretch here. You don't have to have a swimming.
That's true.
You know, it's totally acceptable to.
Well, I've got the camera. I mean,
Feel
it would be
free.
a shame.
I forgot my snorkel.
Yeah, we'll look the other way if you just want to have a quick dip. But that is something that, I mean, it is obviously when you first start swimming, while swimming, you think, oh, naturists and people, you know, it's all a bit weird, but after a while, it is actually
It becomes the norm.
becomes the norm. Yeah, exactly. It becomes the norm.
Well, I think Bridget mentioned the beer, so I think that's
I've never touched the middle and the bottom. Yeah, so you put it about
Wow.
10 foot deep in the middle.
So do you get eels going under your feet and things like that?
Snails.
Eels, yeah, they can be 2 meters long.
Do you get eels here?
Yeah, of course you do.
And you're trying to encourage us to come in the water.
I mean, you get eels, you get
You get
They
pike.
can wrap
right.
their legs around your body and pull you down.
snakes.
Eels have got legs.
Actually, you look a bit similar to the guy who does River Monsters. We could do a new thing, couldn't we? Steve Hovington does River Monsters.
I've been likened to some things before in my life. You know.
Have you ever seen?
Frank Skinner, fucking.
I watched that. I watched that
that's
quite a
it,
lot,
yeah,
right?
over there.
I watch it quite a lot.
Over
River Monsters.
there. Yeah.
I've only ever seen him catch a fish, right? Oh, a bit of paddling going on.
Something now. It's probably a dead body because I mean it's called Dead Man's Elbow up here.
Does it feel like an elbow?
It feels like an elbow, actually. Yeah, something.
What, the band or just an elbow?
It's the band. Yeah, it's Guy Garvey. Just. He's also.
Tell him he's in the wrong section. He needs to be in the naughty section, not the 80s. It's like, you know, the haunted programmes.
Yeah.
There've been thousands. Have you ever seen a ghost? Ever?
No. I would say there are far more frightening creatures in the river than
Down that end?
Than,
Is it the university students?
Yeah, I mean, you know, yeah.
Is it mainly old people or kids that go in down that end?
No, it's more. It's I
Well,
don't know, maybe old.
it's a naked swimming club is like exclusively old people, 60 plus, retired.
Yeah, we'll leave that then.
That's,
Yeah.
yeah. So I qualify.
Up here is a little bit more alternative.
Oh.
People who can't
Over
afford to
there
actually join the club.
This is
it's a two-year
this is
waiting
famous 80s pop stars section along
This
here.
is, yeah, this
You've
is
got
the cooler part.
Boy George,
Yeah.
Cooler Shaker, and
This would
Adamant.
be here, yeah.
Further along.
Whereas like behind Dead
Cyndi
Man's
Lauper.
Elbow
It's
is
only
like the
Hadley's been
1830.
noted in this part.
Club
In these parts.
1830 area.
You have to go
What do you
through
think?
I think it's lovely, but I'm not going in.
the arduous winter months, and this is the real payback time when it's like a warm bath, because you know, obviously in the middle of January it's shall we say
Parky.
parky. Yeah.
So has anyone ever stolen your clothes?
There are occasional sort of B-movie fans that do hide in the long grass there, yeah. And I have to deter them.
When you say occasional B-movie fans, do you mean like only
Point in the general direction of the local.
they only like B-movie on a Friday or a Saturday? Is that what you mean?
Yeah. So I think
Rob's going for it.
while we're in, might as well have a swim.
He's going down the nudie end. Look. That's why it's got the dark glasses so they can't see which way he's looking.
Yeah.
Pervert.
It's such a strange thing. I can't explain. Have
Let's go into the pub.
Good evening. Good afternoon, sorry.
How did you get here?
Steve's local. Steve's Friday afternoon local.
Friday afternoon,
I do like a pub.
Saving the planet, that's for tomorrow, isn't it?
Yes. I'm taking my first step into this kind of off-grid life, you know, with this place in Spain that I've got, because it's off-grid and water is drawn from a well.
See, you'll probably have Terence Trent D'Arby
He lives there.
bringing it up.
He lives in the well. That's right.
Get it from the wishing well, wishing well.
In the wishing well.
Terence.
He's not called Terence Trent D'Arby anymore.
Oh no, what is he?
He's gone back to his original name.
Oh yeah, Dave.
Everyone's Dave.
Everyone is Dave, aren't they? It's always you stand up in a room and go, Dave, you get like
He was a big phenomenon in the 80s, wasn't he?
Dave.
We had this conversation before. No,
Terence Trent.
Terence Trent D'Arby.
Who's brilliant?
Did he visit the East Midlands, did he, or something? Call himself Trent D'Arby.
Where are you from then?
Proud Midlands. I'm from Leicester.
From Nottinghamshire.
I thought that actually. I probably read it though.
So nice.
Unlikely you would have got it from my accent, which is hardly. You're right. You know,
I used to like going. Of course, they're promoted, aren't Nottingham Forest? They're promoted.
I'm not from Nottingham. That's Forest. They're way too high up for me. I support Mansfield Town, which is.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You said that.
Well, I think Mansfield
As if I
Town. They're pretty off-grid, aren't they? I suppose.
My family.
They're quite off-grid.
Pardon?
They're quite off-grid, I suppose, in their
They're
own way.
off-grid. They're off. Yeah, they're off.
Off radar.
No, I mean shouldn't get too upset about it. I was in Nottingham actually when they were in the playoff final and they got absolutely hammered.
By a girls' team. Was it the Johnson's Paint playoff, or was it something we might have heard of?
B&Q kind of yeah. So I know it's funny. It's an allegiance thing, though, isn't it? It's like you know, when I was growing up in North Notts and I supported Tottenham, I kind of switched to Mansfield when I sort of moved to London. It's kind of a weird, bizarre, strange twist. You know, it's your sense of belonging to a place.
We kind of make a podcast every single Friday, but we don't record it. Is that right?
Yeah, just about.
Well, you know, if you did want to record it, we've got a platform.
Oh yeah, we could give you a slot. You could give you a platform.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Seriously,
it's
if
a
you want
kind
to
of
do it.
like, I suppose it's a bit like Paul Whitehouse and
The other one.
Bob. The other one.
Bob, Dave.
Bob Morton.
Dave. Bob Morton.
Dave.
Without the humour. Yeah. No, it's funny how you tend to put the world to right when you.
Well, if you want to
kind
do
of
it,
in the river,
we'll
you
find
know.
you a slot.
Tales of the Riverbank.
Hasn't that been done?
That was one of the first TV programmes I ever remember watching as a kid.
I thought you'd say you were in it.
I wasn't in it.
Which one were you?
Oh, that was like
the
Tales of the Unexpected.
we
Tales of the
love
that.
Unexpected,
Oh, I love
was it?
Tales of the Riverbank. No, it was a children's TV show in the 1960s. I seem to remember, like the Wooden Tops, but it was a kind of
With animals.
With animals, yeah. Hammy hamster.
How is a hamster a riverbank creature?
He's escaped.
Johnny Morris was the. Do you remember
Johnny Morris, yeah.
Johnny Morris. Think of the number. Is that?
No.
No.
No, he
Johnny
did.
Ball.
He did it.
Oh well. I knew it was a Johnny.
Johnny Morris
Animal
did
Magic.
Animal
Magic.
Animal Magic.
Yeah. Did all the voices, didn't he, of animals?
Yeah.
Terry Nutkins, was he in that as well?
Terry
Was he in
Nutkins,
that?
yeah, he was, yeah. Followed by Rolf Harris.
Well, do we talk about Rolf Harris?
No.
But no, we could do some. Yeah, we could do our little.
You could do Tales of the Onyx
Because the
Brexit.
Tales of the Brexit.
That went up my nose.
I don't think me and Steve will last that long doing that.
Well, we'll give you a series of a week and see how you get on.
And in violence.
That would be good radio.
You should definitely call it Tales of the Riverbank, though.
Yeah.
Anyway, what do you want, Steve?
No,
Same
I'll get
again?
these. I'll get these.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'll get these. Yeah. You okay for another one? I mean, I know it's a bit
juiced
sort
out.
of,
I'll make up for it.
But, yeah, because there's a where I live. There's a pub over the road. I mean, I was wondering about eating. I can make something to eat.
We do like eating.
You like eating? Yeah. Are you vegetarians or anything like that? No. God no.
You don't get this figure eating celery
Yeah.
sticks.
So.
Are you?
No. So I'll make something of it. Is that okay?
I thought I saw you snacking on a raw trout earlier.
That was by accident. He just swam to his face.
Do we get to film you cooking, though, if you cook? You're regretting this yet? You're regretting this yet?
Do you wear an apron on one of those?
Please.
days?
Do it nude normally. No. God forbid. No.
That would be a B movie.
That would be a B movie.
Boom.
Yeah. I have a romantic view of life, right? So I was a new romantic, now an old romantic. This is actually the case. But so I kind of sort of, although that album is kind of personal stuff, it's sort of romanticised. I've never been to Bexley Heath, for instance, or.
I have.
Have you?
Yeah, you've not missed anything.
Yeah, okay. Okay. So When Not in Rome is fictional, but it's kind of a
Have you been to Rome?
I've been to Rome. I have been to Rome, been to Trevi Fountain and stuff, but it's all sort of slightly, it's a romantic.
I think that's one of my favourite ones, actually. We listened to that on the way down, weren't we? Mm-hmm. And Epitaph, of course.
Can't get past how beautiful that is.
Epitaph.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
I really love it.
Yeah. Someone was saying, Jake Shillingford from My Life Story was saying we should write some more sort of uplifting song titles. I can't get away from it,
Yeah. Forlorn Hope as well, that's another
Forlorn
standout
Hope.
track on that. It's just...
Bit sad, though, isn't it?
Well, it is though, isn't it?
I mean, can you lighten up a bit?
You can't just write baby, baby. I love you, love you.
Don't you do a video of it?
Yeah. I don't know. I'd love to write some up tempo stuff, but
Yeah, would you mind? Some people find their thing, though, don't they? That sort of stirs their soul and brings out the creativity sometimes. Scraping at their heart. And
I don't think I've ever written a song that's not in the minor key. I know it's a bit of Spinal Tap, but it's like it's almost like my natural default kind of setting is a sort of minor chord, like an A minor or a D minor. The saddest of all chords, it's keys. It's Nigel Tufnell said. But there's a sort of sense that that's what my default thing would be. Remember Stays in D minor, Nowhere Girls in D minor, Marilyn Dreams it's in D minor.
yeah.
That's really weird that you say that, because I never noticed that until you pointed it out, that those tracks are all in minor keys.
Yeah. I think so. I have obviously written chords and not in minor keys, but I think you kind of get whether my worldview is a lyricist or a songwriter, it tends to be more towards the melancholic, end of the spectrum. So if you're not into that sort of stuff, then don't go there. I don't know. There's a sort of I think I don't know where I'm at now. Kind of, it's more sort of That's a good point, really. I think.
Sunday morning, the light is creeping through the curtains. She's wide awake on the death strip. Someone shooting. She lights a cigarette. These days will never end. She is an exile in this land. She surfed the sea. She rode the wave. Drinks were free. Tomorrow never came, and she was the queen of the world. Berlin girl. Sunday evening, the night is waiting. Take the stage, sipping vodka and Coca-Cola. She haunts the party like a pretty ghost. These days will never end. She is a stranger in this land. She surfed the sea. She rode away. All the drinks were free. Tomorrow never came, and she was the queen of the world. Berlin girl. drinks were free. Tomorrow never came. She was the queen of the world, the Berlin girl. She surfed the sea.
Do you think the album was something that you had to do? You had to put all your angst and your feelings and your expectations and your how you feel let down, etc., into a piece of work and then do it and then put it to one side? Is that?
Yeah. Yeah, I think that
sort of a process of getting past that point.
Yeah. You know, something that sort of like through all my 4 years of being doing this, it's just like this is finally kind of finding my kind of true voice, and it's taken like a long time, you know, whatever that might be. If you kind of get through, you can just get through sort of who am I as a songwriter, who am I as a, you know, a lyricist or an artist, and kind of, and that's an important thing. It's not about fashion. It's not about age. Well, it is about age to a degree, but you know, it's not being unafraid to say to be yourself and who you are, and trying to. Because I've always felt I'm a bit of a maverick, kind of in a sense, you know, not like don't fit into the kind of mould of an artist. So it's kind of like, well, I'm going to do it anyway now. You know, I'm just going to write, you know, on honest, kind of like praise of who I am with that. It's a very personal one. So it's always been part of the kind of the sort of like the B movie thing right from the word go. Is we always were sort of, the lyrics were quite an attempt to deal with being able to cope with the world, you know, and it was like actually almost like I was being very open and the turmoil that was just going on. So you just, you know, I think a lot of the artists and the bands of that era were doing that.
Do you ever regret not going through the thoroughly commercial route that a lot of the bands were doing, providing what people wanted to hear in the charts, or did you feel happy sticking to your guns?
That's a really good point, because it's kind of you know, I feel that I was a little bit resistant to that side of it. It's quite simple, really. I mean, I want to be maybe to be more recognised for, you know, us as a band and albums, and making albums and sort of like recording stuff. And, I think that you know, when you're 19, 20 years of age, you know, you kind of, you know, we were caught between two sort of like stools, and I think I do think that we tried and we failed basically to go down the commercial route, and it was a mistake. You know, the minute we started to, you know, kind of mould our music towards our sound.
I suppose your core fans spot that a mile off, don't they?
Yeah.
You're changing tack when you start appearing on the Cannonball show or the Leo Sayer show.
That was always an aspiration.
is no hope today. A man in green says hello to me. I try to raise a smile, but it's no good. There is no love today. It feels like the sun will never shine. Nothing's gonna change my state of mind. Too many memories in my heart as I walk alone down the promenade. Mobility scooters trundle by. The seagull screams up in the sky. An empty beach hut looks forlorn, waiting for the summer that will never come. And a sign outside a deserted bar says funeral parties catered for. This is where you come to die, beneath the heavy shrouded sky. And it feels like the sun will never shine. Nothing's gonna change my state of mind. Too many memories in my heart as I walk alone down the promenade. And I talk as I walk into the wind, feeling the chill upon my skin. And I wish that I could forget everything as I walk alone down the promenade. It feels like the sun will never shine. Nothing's gonna change my state of mind. Too many memories in my heart as I walk alone down the promenade. And I talk as I walk into the wind, feeling the chill upon my skin. And I wish that I could forget everything as I walk alone down the promenade.
But I mean, don't worry. Fair share of embarrassing kind of commercial moments. Sort of, playing to. And I think that again, that song Epitaph is probably saying, well, you probably can forgive all that. Sort of like, like the mid '80s was kind of a horrible period. It was horrible. We should have called it a day, really, but we carried on, because Nowhere Girl was successful, relatively successful.
But maybe the next one will be. That's the thing, isn't it?
Yeah, and we got a deal in the States and stuff, and it seemed like a good thing to do. It's a long journey, it's a long road. I'm nowhere near. I'm not even on the. I'm still on the road. I'm still sort of. And everything I've done before in the past is kind of just informs what's happening now. So, I kind of still, still be creative, and I still have this romantic notion of music as being a sort of transportation into a better, more beautiful world, and if anybody's still watching this, they'll probably have topped themselves by now. So just to kind of like, I don't know. I find it hard to put into words. It's not. It's just somebody who thinks deeply about the world and just sort of think that kind of like comes across in music.
So since you've brought the album out, have you written any new songs after that point?
Yeah. Well,
are they a little more optimistic?
Any major keys in?
Yeah.
Well, I've got it's still. We've got
you're still
Love
bitching.
Is Dead, which is our Love Is Dead, which is our new single.
Oh,
Beautiful.
L'amour est mort, which is our new single, which is suitably, hopelessly dark. It's quite epic track, and I think it's the most gothic thing we've done, really. And when I say gothic, it's the more darkest, wavy type of thing. So it's we've got another track called Melt. It's the new track, B-minute track. Again, trying to deal with sort of personal things, and then another song called Bête Noire. And then so everything's kind of still on that kind of. Don't worry, there's no sunny uplands, I'm afraid. The nearest you'll get is because we've now got sort of Black Marine on board, and she's amazing, and she's sort of like kind of just her sort of the spirit and energy, and it's just so positive. And you can have extreme positive energy, but you can still be doing dark music.
right.
So you want to turn that off, for fuck's sake. Me droning on.
Hello.
Here's me quaffing Malbec.
Where are you?
In the home of Steve Hovington from out of Vineyard. It's currently chopping onions.
Okay. Oh, welcome. Steve's kitchen.
Is it the same as Martika's kitchen, or is it smaller?
It's what's the same as whose?
Martika's kitchen. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Of course you do.
So, yes, tonight I'm going to attempt to cook smoked salmon lasagna.
Wow. So not only have we spent a day watching Steve swimming, been to his local pub, we've stolen his bed and he's cooking us dinner.
Yeah, well, there you go.
That's not like your normal interview.
Yeah.
So is this a speciality that you've done 100 times before, Steve?
I've never done it before.
Oh.
It could go obviously horribly wrong, but
Yeah.
So, would you want me to recite the recipe, or is it
Oh yeah. What? So we're having salmon.
smoked
Lasagna.
salmon lasagna?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
It's a family recipe. Or?
no, it's not. No, it's just kind of quite random. I don't know why I thought about this tonight.
It's got some green things going in a pan.
Yeah, this is green. This is spinach.
Yeah.
Yeah, so just chucking that in there. And just letting it wilt.
Great.
All that sort of stuff. There's a leek here, and some
It's like a master at work, this does.
A master at work. Please. Still, that's for later. That's salad.
This is a side to you that many people probably didn't know, that you're an expert chef.
Yes, well, I wish I was. I like cooking. I must admit, I do like cooking.
What's your favourite thing to cook?
Spaghetti carbonara.
Oh,
Because it's so simple, and I kind of have it every Friday.
Do you like it?
Yeah.
Okay. It's not just because it's simple. Then.
When I go out the river thing.
Oh, river pub.
And yes,
Carbonara
and then
thing.
river pub carbonara.
Wine. Yeah, that sounds like
Yeah, but it has to be done. It's sort of no cream or anything like that. It's got to be the fiery, peppery sort of thing, which I'm still trying to perfect. And I think it's one of those kind of things that it's very unique. There's a lot of technique involved. There's only 5 ingredients, but it can be quite a difficult dish to get right. And especially with the eggs, when you do that and you add the eggs and stuff, it can be very messy. Or spaghetti. Scrambled egg.
How's your wilting going?
Yeah, that's going all right. Actually, I could probably stick a bit more in there. I don't really need anything else with that. What I'll do is just get some garlic, because I think garlic goes quite nicely with spinach. For anyone out there.
Right. And is this recipe available on your website?
Bit on the B Movie website. Yes, that's right. Yeah.
You have a whole line of B Movie culinary things, couldn't you? Like aprons and wooden spoons.
Good indeed. Yeah. Stick the old fork in there and give it a good old swirl.
I mean, we don't want to give too much away, do we? Really? Because it's
that?
chef secrets and all that stuff.
This is a
garlic lolly.
Garlic, you just
daub it round in there.
You daub it round. And the spinach just giving that.
You see those guitar playing fingers? Look what they can do with a bit of garlic. It's quite astounding, isn't it?
I like a bit of garlic. Yeah. So it gets a nice bit of garlicky flavour to the spinach.
You did get the salmon, didn't you?
Oh, I forgot the salmon. Shit.
So tonight we're having wilted spinach.
Spinach with
baby leaf salad and leeks.
Yeah, that's right. yeah. So here we are in this is my private vineyard that I've if only. We are in near Saffron Walden, and you wouldn't believe it really that this is like an English setting landscape. It feels more like being in France, and so I'm, obviously I love wine, and kind of I'm a wine teacher. I teach about wine and stuff, and like, so, basically, so this particular like vineyard, it's on a slope, which is really good. I think that's south facing, so it gets the sun. It's on this chalky soil, right, and that's important, because chalk is the same soil type as you have in Champagne, and if you notice, you can see the difference between the grass colour and the colour of the leaves on the vines, and this is because chalk holds water. Okay, so you didn't think you were going to get a wine lecture, so chalk holds water, so the roots of the vine go down and they get the water reserves, whereas the grass doesn't get it because there hasn't been any water recently. So that's the great thing about chalk. It's a subterranean sponge which kind of keeps water in, so the vines get it. So you've got this wonderful chalk here, same as in Champagne. You've got nice slopes here as well where you get the sunshine. Oh, here we are. Here's my biggest fan. Biggest hairdryer in the world. Yeah. Like I said, my biggest fan. So yeah, and that would then they would lift it up, and then they would just like literally like a blow dryer over the vineyard, and that would sort of create a bit of movement in the air, some warmth, and that would stop the frost. So it's a very clever thing to do. He's got trees here which are like nice. They form breaks and barriers and things like that. This is different grape varieties. So here we have good old Chardonnay, which I love Chardonnay, by the way. Many people think it's horrible, but I love it. So this is one of the main grape varieties in Champagne. So they make sparkling wine here, so they use the same grape varieties, and they use a few local other grape varieties, but they use like Chardonnay, which is the classic white grape of Champagne, and it's got this lovely foliage, and it's sort of like growing nice, and you can see the little berries here. Look, little bunches of Chardonnay grapes. That will be a nice golden colour. It's in the ripening phase at the moment, so it's kind of going to be another, I don't know, few weeks before they start to go. Because at the moment they're like, if you taste them, I wouldn't get you to taste them, but it's searingly acidic.
Maybe you should taste one.
Should I?
Yeah,
really?
I think so.
It's going to be. It's horrible.
Yeah. Nice.
Nope. It's like the worst unripe apple you've ever tasted.
Great. Crab apple.
Crab apple, yeah.
Just water.
Thank you. Yes, thank you. But they all then go. They'll swell with water. Sugar. They'll build sugars up because that's what happens in the ripening process. Grapes, and you obviously need the sugar in order to ferment into alcohol. And we know all about that, don't we?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We do like alcohol.
Yeah, well, it's not bad. So in a few weeks, You know, because got quite a long growing season here, so you keep the grapes will probably keep on ripening well into sort of September, even October. You'll have you know, obviously softer, riper kind of Chardonnay grapes. When I taste them, then they'll be sweet. They'll have lost all that, well, not all of it. They've lost some of that high level of acidity, and they'll change to a gold colour, and then they're ready to harvest. And then I don't know whether he uses hand. He probably all hand harvesting here. Get the secateurs out, and then take them down to a little winery down the road here, and then they'll ferment it, and then the bottle fermentation starts. So I can't really go into that. It takes hours and hours to go into that sort of process, but it's like Paul said, who owns the vineyard at Saffron Grange. This is Saffron Grange Vineyard, Saffron Walden. It's a beautiful kind of sort of environment for nature, you know, because just see the butterflies and the, you know, and the you know, the birds and the plants and this chalk soil here, flinty soil that's been, you know, he was talking about, you know, the mammoths that used to roam around here, you know. So you've got an old dinosaur here from the 80s. So yeah, I mean, I love it. I really do. You know, love the world of wine, and it's so dry.
Have you always loved the world of wine?
No.
When did you first get into it?
I didn't really. I first got into it in when B-Movie were gigging in Spain. Really. Before that, it was all kind of just leaf from milk and stuff that my parents used to have. Maybe Matthias Rosé, you know,
yeah.
and
Blue
light
Nun.
wine. Much. Didn't really like alcohol, to be honest, not that much. And then going to places like Spain, I kind of, you know, they give you wine after the show. You'd have food and wine. It was kind of fairly new, and I like the wire mesh on the bottles and the sort of the old maps and the script and the old. There's something authentic about it, something typically Spanish, because it was at a time when really I was sort of just touring Europe. You know, someone sent me a poster the other day. It was December 1981. It was Simple Minds played the weekend before we played at this club called the Rockola, and it was just like, you know, Spain was just this new, wonderful world. And I got this kind of romantic notion of it, and I think the whole thing about wine, it's very much, it's to me it's quite a romantic thing, really. You know, I kind of like I like the, you know, the kind of the names on the labels, you know, it's sort of like, you know, what Barolo, what does that mean, or, you know, and then the kind of nice landscape of like this somewhere with some cypress trees or some lovely old buildings and stuff. So it's kind of had this romantic association, and I kind of like just got into it through that. Started to read up about it, started to take some wine courses, got a job working in a rundown off license, and I don't know, I ended up winning a scholarship prize to Italy, and went through the work, and had a fantastic time, and like, yeah, of course the food wasn't bad either. The whole experience was great, and I don't know. So I kind of, yeah, then I followed that. It was when music had kind of, you know, dipped away, really, and you know, kind of met somebody who had a son, and you know, and started to, you know, build a family life, and I don't know, I got my career changed. I sort of got into the wine industry, worked there for 25 years, and doing everything really. But it's such a great escape, really. And my book's called The Grape Escape, by the way, which it's going to be a radio show, believe it or not. Yeah, and but I mean, wine stimulates a lot of you know, your mind. It can stimulate your mind, but obviously it's as we noticed last night, you know, didn't we? You know,
oh, yeah.
it also tastes quite good as well. What do you think of it? What does being here say to you?
I think it's peaceful. It's almost like a Stonehenge type thing, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's really about as earthy as you can get, isn't it?
Apart from the sound of that aeroplane.
Apart from the
it could have
aeroplane,
been
it's beautiful, isn't it?
Hundreds of years in the past.
It's like
It's so quiet.
you'd think you were in Italy or Spain, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Especially on a day like today.
And this is another breakup song. It's called We're Not in Rome. Happy, by the way. Let's sing along to this one. This empty bed, it feels so cold. Your message read, greetings from Rome. While you were dining out with him, I was deciding to sink or swim. The funeral march down platform 10. I'm practicing the art of Zen, but I can't get you off my mind. And just one question all the time: what am I supposed to do now? What am I supposed to do now? We're not in Rome. The crowded train to Bexley Heath, the same routine, 5 days a week. When I get home every night, there's just one question on my mind: what am I supposed to do now? What am I supposed to do now? You by the Trevi fountain, me in the crown, trying hard to make this bitter pill go down. This empty bed is late at night. I'm desperately swiping left and right, trying to find somebody new. I try and try, but it's no use. So I'll have to face the truth that what I'm searching for is you. It's you. Thank you.
You know, wine can be geeky. There's no doubt about it. You know, if you're not careful, you can become a bit of a bore about it. But there's something about. I am fascinated about how the environment, can really play a big role in. French call it terroir. You know, how it can play a big role in how wine tastes, essentially. There's like a combination here. You've got the soil, which is chalky, but there's a bit of stony, flinty sort of soil in there. That's good because it kind of retains heat really well. So when you're in a cool climate like this, it will retain heat, and that will sort of then give a bit of extra heat and warmth into this canopy here, and this is all help for the ripening of the grapes. As I said, you've got the sun beating down on the slope here, so it gets more sunshine on slopes if we're in this kind of this kind of climate. They're obviously, you've got your posts and your wires, and they're trained, and they're sort of it's really well looked after. This is called vertical shoot positioning. Just tie your shoots to they've got tendrils, vines anyway, so they would grip onto this as the shoots grow. But you want the shoots to grow vertically, and then so this maximises. Now, if you've been to school, right? So what's the process where water and oxygen combined? No, if I get this wrong, to create glucose. What's it called? Photosynthesis.
Ah.
Yes.
I was going to say that. What?
You were going to say that, weren't you? Yeah. I'm getting a bit geeky, aren't I?
You haven't touched on osmosis yet.
But so the more sunshine on the leaves are the engines for photosynthesis. So the more sunshine and warmth and temperature, the more these little grape bunches will ripen and give you better quality grapes, and that's what, at the end of the day, that's what they're looking for here. Yeah, so I'm assuming that means they planted this particular vineyard in 2018. So this is going to be really young vines that are just starting to give a crop. They obviously, I don't know whether they're organic or not, but they probably want to be not just spraying or because obviously you've got animals want to eat the grapes, the birds, the rabbits. The rabbits don't like. Actually, some vineyards they put chili powder around the vines because the rabbits don't like chili on their whiskers. That's a little known fact, but
yeah. Okay.
And also, I don't know. They have these kind of pheromone things as well, which is so you got a butterfly, right? And they like to mate in the vineyards, which sounds like a quite
Don't
nice
we all?
thing to do.
Yeah.
So they have these kind of little things where they kind of like I don't know what it is actually, but it confuses them. These little pheromone things, it confuses them, and they get a bit messed up, a bit mixed up. It's like when you've had a few too many pints on a Friday night or something, and you don't know where you are, or you're with type of thing, and then they flutter off into the forest over there and do the business there rather than here. I wanted to see if they've got any black grapes, because you wouldn't have thought, in England, because you need more heat and warmth in order to ripen black grapes, and you kind of now the climate is changing. It's easier to make red wine here and ripen. You know, there's more couple of varieties. Spot. Yeah, you've got a nice breeze today, which is good. The air moving, there's no humidity in the air. Yeah, they'll probably have to do a bit of pruning, clip some of these shoots a bit, trim them down. I did have a go at this once many years ago, making my own wine. It was in the south of France, and kind of vandalised some poor French bloke's vineyard, you know. But yeah, it's. I did manage to make some wine out of it. Look at that. They're climbers vines. They climb sort of vigorously. A little bit of. Yeah, most of it looks they look really healthy. There's a few that have got a bit of maybe there's some slight deficiency in the soil, but going back to the vineyard, it is such a sort of job to maintain something like this. You're battling against the elements, you're battling against the climate, the weather. You're also battling against, pests, like I said, or diseases, all sorts of other things, which can all compromise. So it's more difficult in a climate like this to make enough, grow enough grapes to make wine kind of commercially. But it's parched. It's kind of like, it's unbelievable. It's like walking through a vineyard, I don't know, in kind of Italy or something like that. I mean, it's just parched. No water.
There's some.
Well, there's some. Should I water them? I don't think it's going to make much of a difference. But yeah, no, it's Pinot Meunier. So that's a black grape. That's one of the three champagne grape varietals.
Shooting me, shooting you.
Shooting me, shooting you.
Aha.
So the yeah, and as you see here now, get a bit more of a view, more of a scale. Now we're higher up of how far it stretches. It's kind of amazing, and I love these little things here, wooden boards and stuff. Nice big spider there. Who said they got bitten by a spider? Yes.
Me.
You did, yeah.
Yeah. It's not pleasant.
Have you got magic powders now?
Yeah, I think so.
So look at it.
Wow.
Beautiful. Got sunshine beating down. Nice chalky soils. Yeah. Probably some fossils in there. And don't make any comments about old fossils, thank you. Rare butterflies. Yeah, I do like wine. Yeah, I must admit.
So Steve's about to get skewered by a man with a giant cocktail stick.
Oh yeah, give us a song.
You want to give me a video? Give us a song. Give us a song. Go on. You don't know where to go.
Yeah, don't tune up, mate. We ain't got time.
Twinkle, twinkle.
Nowhere, girl. You're living in a dream.
"12-inch person."
Lovely. Lovely.